Dun, 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 dun. All right, that's good. That's all we got.
Hey guys, it's Scotch for Dummies.
What's
How you
going
doing?
on?
We're doing what we can to try and enjoy the whole.
Happy Star Wars Day.
May
May
the
the
Fourth.
Fourth be with you.
Yes, it is.
We are down a Jedi tonight.
We are. He is learning to be a guide. He's in Jedi school right now.
Yeah,
actually.
he's in
Yoda's
some.
back.
Carrying
running.
Yoda around.
He's looking for the lightsaber somewhere with a rock, and I don't know.
I bet he's out in the middle of the woods wishing he was someplace warmer.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, so your local listings may vary, but it's freaking cold here still. And I don't know what it's like wherever Mark is, but it's farther north and probably colder than here. So sorry
You
for
think?
your troubles, Mark.
So, well, thanks everybody for joining us. I see we have Hoagie on this
Hoagie!
evening. That's awesome.
Alex, and
Man, dude.
lots of good people on.
Lots of good guys on the right.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's good. It's good to see everybody.
5, 6.
So, guys, I'm gonna have some of this.
Oh,
Glen
let me tell
Grant.
You totally should. We're going to drink it all while Mark's gone.
Hey, Mark, sorry, buddy.
Sorry.
Watch, he'll join in and be like, stop, no more.
Stop drinking that. You're not supposed to be on
We'll
that.
leave him a sip.
I don't know if he's got any internet service at all, so too
Yeah.
bad.
For those of you who didn't see our video when we tried the 50-year-old Scotch, we did a Glen Grant 50, and we enjoyed that so much, obviously, because who doesn't want a 50-year-old Scotch, right? Mark decided that he was going to pick up the 16, and we'd give that a whirl just to see, if we liked it or if it was the just the 50-year-old whiskey that had us spellbound.
What's up, Tiger Lee?
Little rock.
Big shout out to the patrons.
There we go. There we go.
Thank you very much, guys. Appreciate it. Lee and Jonathan, thank you. Jason, all those people.
Yep. We appreciate you.
Oh, you guys are so lucky to have the 16. I know we probably need to
So that's the
save
thing.
this.
That's the thing about this Glen Grant 16
Look for
is
Malt there. Can you get it by too?
it's a little bit of a
Yeah, I think
beauty in and of itself. It's clean. It's rich. It's just I don't know
It's
what
an
like,
easy drinking Scotch.
how this is not more popular around the world. I don't know. Maybe they just don't make enough bottles. They don't produce enough volume to be that popular. But
Yeah,
I would-
there were
I
some
would
good
drink
comments
more.
today. I haven't a chance to really review them yet, but somebody was saying that they got replaced by the 18 and a few other things. I don't know yet, but the Glen Grant is a great.
their new make must be just super.
I don't know.
The 50-year-old was great. It's
Yeah.
like drinking butter. And this was a wonderful Scotch. I thoroughly enjoyed the glass, and then we had another one, and I enjoyed that one as well.
Yeah.
And we're probably going to have a couple tonight, and we'll leave a little bit for Mark
Just a
when he
tad.
comes back.
Just a little sip. Hey, technically, he did buy it. So,
Yeah.
hey, what's up, Jim?
I-
Thanks for joining.
I feel bad if we drink the whole thing, right?
Yeah, he bought it. Is this supposed to go back to his bar?
I mean, no.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
No.
not?
He's all good. $35.
What?
I'd take $35 Glen Grant 12.
Glen Grant 12. Awesome
Wow.
for 35. Yeah.
Have we done
I
research
don't
on
think
how
we've had that one.
many expressions Glen Grant does?
Somebody
No.
tell us.
So let's talk
Somebody
to
tell
Glen Grant.
us.
Where was Glen Grant located?
Well, it's a
It's very
space
sorry,
side.
it's Space Side, right? That's the heart of Space Side.
Yeah.
Right in the heart there. That's we got this map
And it's-
here, this flying map of Scotland here.
It's tasty stuff. I gotta finish this up.
I did too.
Mm.
I started with a little Clanglish. I can't believe I like the Clanglish as much as I thought I would, based on my review of the original one.
John, they've been playing Star Wars movies all day. That's one of the reasons it's my favorite day.
He didn't even go to work. He just been binge watching all day long.
I wish. It probably would have been more productive just to stay home and watch Star Wars. Usually is.
Did you
right?
guys see the Mark Hamill thing today on Facebook where he pranks people? He's doing one of those Omaze fundraisers like everybody else is doing, and he basically has his people come in and do lines, and he comes up behind them and they're like, "Oh my God, it's Luke Skywalker!"
Oh,
It's pretty cool to see him do that.
Holy
But
crap.
what's up?
Glen Grant 16 for $33. Mistake by the store. That's my kind of mistake.
Wow.
Was that an old Dusty or something, or what? I mean,
No,
this is not
they
cheap.
messed up.
Oh,
I love
Wow.
that kind of stuff. I'm always a big
Dude,
fan when the
buy
stores don't know
you
what
should
they
have bought
have.
like 4 or 5 bottles if you could have.
yeah.
Last one.
Oh, it's the last one. Last one. I see that now. Yeah.
We may have to watch some Star Wars tonight, fellas.
That's not a bad idea.
Right?
That's what we tend to do. Drink some scotch, talk around, and then go watch movies. Throw some darts, have that good stuff.
You know,
Can't get enough of all that.
we don't have anybody coming over. It feels a little empty tonight.
It
Mark's
is.
gone. Last week we had our 100th review. We had a freaking
Blowout.
blowout of
Right.
people coming over and cake. I don't know if you saw it yet, but we had a good time. It was fun. We had streamers.
It was. The wives came on. That never happens.
No. As much as we like the Facebook and YouTube, their wives are like,
I'm really shocked my wife got on camera. She's not an extrovert.
But it was
up,
good
Harry?
stuff. Hey
Hey,
Harry,
buddy.
how are you? No, we were glad everybody stopped by. It's always nice to have a bunch of people come over. Actually, we had more people than were actually on the video. We had people come early before we even got started.
and you guys, some of you guys joined us too. It was fun.
Yeah.
We had a good time.
So we love it. We love all the comments. Thursdays are getting to be one of my favorite days. Not that they weren't before, but now we get interaction with all the fans.
It's
and
like
stuff.
hump
It's
day
awesome.
for us.
Yeah.
It gets us through the week.
I actually forgot it was Thursday until about halfway through the day.
It's been a busy
So,
week. It's been
That
a
was
busy week.
kind of like finding out it was Christmas.
You getting hot?
You getting a little warm over there in your old Jedi robe? Then?
I take the robe off.
Use the fork, man. You shouldn't have to
You should just be like,
Man,
It's off.
Allegan had to take his off like this. And he was
so
the man.
I hope all of you are having a dram with us. If you are, please post it. Let us know what you're drinking with us. And we'd like to have some conversations about it. We got some good reviews coming up in a couple of weeks, some surprises. What else, fellas? What else is going on?
So we had a good event. If you follow us
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was
Almost
fun.
follow us
forgot
on
about that.
Instagram or Twitter or anything, we had a nice exclusive tasting this week
That was
with
awesome.
the old Glenmorangie people,
Mm-hmm.
and that was great. So we have a couple of Glenmorangie videos on our board, but we haven't really fully given the whole distillery its due. So we
True.
had a review, or we had a dinner with one of the brand ambassadors,
Mhm.
Daniel Crowell,
That's right.
and he talked us through Glenmorangie's line.
Super intelligent guy. Man.
Yeah.
Dude,
extremely
and
intelligent.
his expertise at actually the tasting process is something that we hadn't really understood.
It made me really think about how I smell
Yeah.
the liquor now and go through it and think about the processes. I mean, the guy was just so deep in his conversation. You're just like, you couldn't not listen to him.
No, he just drew you in.
He was really good.
And then the connection with other people that were at the tasting, that some had seen us, some hadn't. One guy that had been drinking scotch for years with his buddies
Oh, gosh,
And-
what was his name?
and had some
Cool.
good stuff, but didn't really understand the process of drinking scotch and the depth that you can pull out, like Daniel was showing us, or Dan was showing us. And so he's like, "Oh wow, that's great!" And so we gave him a card, and we may get an opportunity to drink some of this, because some of the stuff he's got. Yeah, so I've got like a bunch of 21s and 25s on my bar, and well, we'll come over and try those.
And he shows us the picture of his bar, and he was like, it was stacked. I mean,
Oh
it was,
yeah, he had a whole
He was
one guy.
just
This one guy had a
stock
whole
full of-
shelf of Kilhoman.
yeah.
Of just their new casks, their individual
Like, can we
single bottles.
hook him up there to do a review? No problem. It'd be
Yeah.
awesome. He got some good
Well,
stuff.
and Dan had a lot of knowledge as far as just the chemical process of the whiskey itself.
Yes.
And how the
What
brand-
adding water does, how it all works, which is fun to learn that kind of stuff from somebody who actually knows what the hell they're talking about.
He had this guy like
Dude, I was geeking out.
he
So,
was geeking out.
so,
big
oh
time.
yeah, so
Super
what,
mega
chemist.
geek.
so what happens when you add the water? Well, it deals with the solubility of the chemicals in the water and alcohol, and as you add water, the alcohol soluble material drops out, and then it sort of puffs up higher in the nose, and the water soluble stuff kind of knocks down and disappears, so you get a different flavor profile that comes, or nose profile that comes out. I'm like, oh, well, that makes total sense.
To the chemist.
To the chemist.
Actually, it made sense to everybody, I think. He did a really nice job.
Yeah, it was
Plus,
good.
they bought us dinner and gave us a bunch of scotch, so
Yeah,
we always take that.
Yeah.
And we got to try some good
Of
stuff.
course, then we ended up buying a bunch of scotch, so
We-
we didn't save much money.
We,
Yeah.
we
All right.
spent some money, so and
So you can
That's
be
all right. It's
expecting
gonna
to
be
see
good.
the Signet, the 18.
man,
18 extra rare.
Yeah, and what else did you get?
it was the
It was a Quinta Rubana.
cute. Yeah,
Yeah.
Quinta Rubana.
Yep.
Quinta Rubana.
yeah, it was delicious.
That was
too.
the port cask. So we got
Mhm.
port cask, we got the extra rare 18, and then the Signet, which we tried the Signet at a whiskey expo and fell in
It-
love. And
it's
the
amazing.
beauty is, so
chocolatey.
with the guy with the brand ambassador there, he tells you what you expect to taste, and then we go through and taste it, and then you pair it with the food.
That was the best part for me, pairing it with the food we
That
had.
is
It's
not
like,
something
this was
we've ever done.
amazing. How it's like having a good wine with steak, you know, and
Yeah.
things like that. It's pretty
Although
cool.
I found, and this is just the chef and me, but some stuff doesn't pair well with Scotch.
Yeah,
And other stuff pairs amazingly well with Scotch.
true.
The 18 that we had paired with the creme brulee like they were made for
They
each
were
other.
made
It was
for each other.
unbelievably good. But some of the other stuff,
Okay.
not as much.
So yeah, Benjamin, our good buddy, our dummy number 1 is gone right now. He's doing some stuff, some guide school stuff. It's pretty cool. He's out, but you know, we're here. We're celebrating with him. You
He's out in the
also,
woods.
so you were saying long time since you bought a bottle of Scotch after watching you guys. Thinking about picking up a bottle. Please,
Oh, please, you got
love it. Good stuff.
Yeah, and go through our review. We got a whole list. Go to the website, or actually on each of the videos now that we're posting, there's a list of all the ones we've reviewed and kind of how we rated each one. So you can just print that out, and take it with you to the store, and say, hey, I align with Drew, and so I'm gonna pick his favorite. There it is. Let's go.
Yeah.
Pick it up.
Yep.
What do we got?
So Jim said that he almost picked up a Glen Grant 12 the other day, but got the double wood Balvenie. Well, you know what?
Well, that's not a
Can't go
bad-
wrong with
that's
Can't
not
go
a
wrong with
bad-
Balvenie double wood, dude. That's a
That's
great
money.
bottle.
You won't be
It's
disappointed.
really good.
Yep.
Telex is drinking the quarter cask. You know what?
Another good bottle.
Cake batter,
But he not-
baby. Cake batter.
Ardbeg Dark Cove. That's.
Nothing wrong with that one.
Now the
either.
question
Oh.
for Telex, is that the cast strength special committee release, or is that just the regular Dark Cove? Which I haven't had the regular. We got a bottle of the committee release cast strength, which was nice. But I'd be interested to know what you.
Hoagie
say
backs
about
us up on that. Need to know the double wood. That's right.
that. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you see the
What?
the Glen Grant. Looking forward to the reviews. See it online here in Singapore. But for me lately, it's been Balmore 15-year dark.
Oh,
Oh,
dude,
man,
you and
Balmore
I are
Dark
kindred
is
spirits.
Great. Love it.
That was my first
Sweetness of that
Scotch that
island.
I ever really fell in love with. I tried that at a whiskey expo. I'm like, oh wow,
Yeah.
what's going on?
It's a whole different deal.
That's sweet, and just a touch of smoke in there.
Soneris, the Signet is extremely nice, and it's
Oh,
really
it's
good.
really different.
You know what? It's
They
not that pricey
use
either.
chocolate malt.
Yeah, so I also brew beer on the side, and when they said, so the Signet has what, 8 different,
Yeah.
essentially 8 different, what do you call it, grain bills in their line. And what they do for one of those grain bills is they use 40% chocolate malt in their fermentation process. Well, if you know anything about fermentation, the chocolate malt essentially has no fermentable sugars. So it's all about the flavor and the color that comes out of that chocolate malt that goes into the beer that then they distill to make the new make. And so that it's all about that richness, that dark and coffee and roasted that comes out of chocolate that comes out of that.
But it's only part of it.
It's
So
only
you
a
get that
small
hint
part.
of like a coffee flavor, but then there's so much other stuff going on too. It's a really different Scotch.
It is.
So we're going to be reviewing it in
I don't
the very
think
near
it's one
future.
you'd probably, drink 2 or 3 glasses.
No.
No, I don't think
it's,
so
It's
either.
kind of a sweeter, dark chocolate type thing.
Plus
You
it's
wanna-
170,
Yeah.
80
It's
dollars.
not as
got a
bad as I
really
thought it was.
different
I was going
flavor.
to say the price last time I thought was in the 2s, and I think you can get it right now for like, buck
180?
Yeah, 180 something
Something
like
like
that. Yeah.
Which isn't cheap.
Telex wants to start working on the food pairings. We can actually do that. I think that would be probably a special episode, how to pair things with Scotch.
Oh man, that's a
Yeah.
whole other.
Well, because some things don't pair. I mean, it's kind of like wine. There are wines that I will drink with food because they are made to drink with food, and there are some wines that just don't pair very well with food, and I
Okay.
like to drink them by themselves. And the same with Scotch. And that's not to say it needs to be a light Scotch or a heavy, full-bodied Scotch. Some things just, pair better with some foods than others. So, but we could probably do some kind of review on that and,
Dude,
and
we're gonna-
bring in some like creme brulee and pork nachos and see what pairs
What
with that kind of
matches
stuff.
Pork nachos pairs with any kind of scotch. I'm just gonna tell you
Right,
right
you
now,
gotta
it's
have the
awesome.
smoke, I think.
You know, I've had every kind of scotch with pork nachos. All right, so that crazy. So look, quarter cask scotch or peat monster.
Ooh,
That's a tough call.
I love some
Hey.
Peat Monster.
Yeah.
I love the Peat Monster.
White
Well,
Claw,
both
yeah.
those are great.
You can come say hi.
Well,
to
they
them. It's
both
all right.
have
I've
very
seen you
similar,
before.
quite honestly, they have very similar profiles because the beauty of the peat monster is that it has all the different bottlings or all the different casks from different distillers, so it kind of blends together to create that sweet smoky balance, whereas the cask strength just has the wood.
What's the prices?
Peat monster is in the $67 range.
Right.
I don't know what the quarter cask goes for
I
right
think it's a
now.
little bit cheaper.
Do you think it's cheaper?
A little bit, not very much.
Maybe
It's
60.
more. Thought it's more. Okay. What's your take on it? Which one would you do?
Man, I don't know. I don't know if I can pick between
I would
the
need to
two.
put them together again and taste them again. It's
I think the peat monster for me is more that typical Isla for the blend quality of it, but the quarter cask I feel like is a little bit more traditional Islas with that, I always say cake batter, but that really strong vanilla flavor to it. I don't think you get that kind of vanilla flavoring with the peat monster, but the peat monster delivers that just
yeah. See,
Rolling
great
flavor.
Isla flavor.
well, and see,
Yeah.
the peat monster also has some peated Highlands in it too, so it's an interesting mix. It's not just the Isla.
Looks like we have two people at least that want us to do food pairing, so I guess that's going to be a thing. All right.
To Andrew.
Telex. Only have the Dark Cove limited release, not the not the committee release, but you have a different committee release. So we are not in the know for the committee releases. So that's something new we have to watch for that we need to probably pay attention to.
I think we should promote Hoagie to like a moderator. He's like answering everybody for it. It's awesome. He knows everything. Moderator comments for us, Hoagie.
and seeing that Hoagie Bear's in Germany
Yeah.
and 6 or so hours
It's
behind
like
us.
4 a.m. there,
Yeah,
right?
it's a much more commitment there.
So Rob has a favorite at the moment. The what's that?
Glenmorangie
Glenmorangie 15. I don't think we've had that one.
No, I don't think
Nope.
we have.
I'll have to try that one.
We'll put it on the list.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to give us some information when you think about it. What do you like about it? Why is it your favorite? We'd love to hear from you.
See, so-
Sean is obsessed with Scotch.
So apparently
What?
John has an enabler, and Balvenie Doublewood must have been his enabler.
I think we were the enabler if you read it, actually.
That's pretty good. Yeah, John, I hear you, dude. The Balvenie was my first love too. It's still I love it. It's one of my favorites out there. Especially we've heard of the rum cask is just
Yeah.
unbelievable. And actually, probably one of my go-to favorites is the 18 small batch. That's not Balvenie. That's Glenfiddich.
Well,
Never mind.
I tried one. That's
I
going
get
to be
excited.
Drew's new favorite this week. So I had a Glenfiddich 21 rum cask, and it was amazingly good.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
he
it's
didn't
not,
pour 2 little bottles for us.
I wouldn't know.
Well,
Well,
so Rob wants to know how many bottles we each have and who has the most. I probably have the most just because we drink at my bar the most often, so I get bottles left here. Right now, I've got.
You're probably getting the 20s.
So Sean has way more than Russ does. I've got 3 or 4 bottles that I like to keep on the bar for kind of my profile. But as much as we come here and drink his, and really what we do
We
is
try to supply this bar mostly. 'cause
what we
this
do
the
is
main bar.
we'll
We
individually
go through a lot of Scotch.
we'll individually buy bottles, and depending on kind of our flavor profile, many of them will try the new bottles we haven't tried before. We'll leave here our favorites that we buy. We may, or if we,
Yeah.
like Peat Monster, one of those ones we want to try and then take home.
I've
I
got,
think actually that burned out here before everyone.
I've got 27 bottles on the bar right now, but we're actually kind of low.
Well, they're all pretty much tapped out. I think a few of them are.
No, we've got a few that
We have
we
few
just
unopened.
replenished some.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
we got several we haven't reviewed yet, so we'll take time.
I've got about, I don't know.
well, we've
probably
got
6 to
3
8 in
more
my
that
bar,
we just bought that aren't
I
on the
think.
bar yet too.
Yeah, but
Yes.
I got 3 of mine are not going to be open. So
What?
the Johnny Walker Gold and Blue that will be open eventually. But
Whiskey
still.
Hunter's on.
Whiskey Hunter. Hey, Whiskey
Hey,
Hunter.
Whiskey
What's up, buddy?
What's going on?
Good to see you. Good to see you.
Yeah, I would
Scotch
love
freedom,
to understand
yeah.
how many bottles Hoagie has. Because when he tells me, yeah, I'm pulling out a 25-year-old this that I haven't tasted it in 6 years, I'd love to see what his bottle is
So
like.
where's Microsoft guy? Was it ITZ Whiskey?
It's whiskey, yeah.
It's Whiskey. Where is he? I haven't. Oh, there he is. No, he's not.
No,
No.
it's whiskey hasn't.
No, he's just quiet, I guess. He's normally pretty talkative.
Yes,
You guys
Ray.
own channel.
Ray, we are only 3 tonight. One of our buddies is, hiking the North Woods or something.
He's,
what
he's
he's
building
doing.
a cabin somewhere in Antarctica. I don't know.
Yeah.
Doing something.
It could be more like Deliverance for all we know.
We don't know.
The force is strong with that one.
It is now.
Oh, good God.
30.
So Jim Dryly has 30.2? Oh, 30. 30 bottles 2 weeks ago. Wow. That's, for one person to have that, I am very impressed. That is
The real question is, how many do you have left now? It's 2 weeks later.
yeah.
This is good stuff. I'm enjoying the Glen Grant. I mean, it's
really a nice.
it's a nice sipping scotch.
Got some of that fruit in there. Yeah.
We'll take
Love it.
that.
Yeah. Very good.
So, in keeping with the Star Wars theme, since I'm wearing Jedi robes, if I was a Jedi, what kind of scotch would I be drinking? I feel like it'd be a space side. Jedi seem more space side. I think if you go to the dark side, you're more of an island kind of guy, right?
See, that's why I got the red on tonight. I tend to use the red stones in my.
He's
my
Star Trek. He's the red shirt guy. So
I'm gonna die then.
he's gonna die.
You know what's
soon.
funny?
What's that?
My doorbell's broke, so I was shopping for a new doorbell.
What?
You can get the Star Trek like panels that they use on the original Star Trek. That can be your doorbell.
Wow.
And I thought that may be over the top. You got to really, really own it.
So we are drinking a few different things. I'm drinking a Glen Grant, which is delicious.
That's on, yeah.
I think Andrew is too.
That's
I'm
what
not
I'm
sure
doing.
what you were drinking. Jura, maybe?
Or did you move on to this new drink?
What are you doing now?
Oh, I've already had a glass of that
Yeah.
too.
So
I got to slow down with that.
We're
I don't know
gonna-
what you guys are
I
doing.
think we're going to move on
You
to
can
save that
stumble
for
on.
Mark, and then we're going to move on to something else in a few minutes. But we know you guys are drinking what? We've heard quarter cast. What else have we heard tonight? I can't remember now. I haven't heard too many other people comment on what they're drinking.
Dark codes, Ardbegs.
Nothing wrong with any of that.
Lee, what are you guys drinking? Are we on the TV tonight?
I feel like we should be. We're usually on there.
Whiskey Hunter. Okay, yeah. I have 12 bottles at my girl's house. I have 6 bottles at home.
Yeah, you shouldn't leave them.
Yeah,
at your
don't leave
girl's
them
house.
there. They will disappear. That's funny. Oh, goodness.
That's a girl to have those. She's drinking your scotch.
38 bottles in inventory. Just added Angels Envy. Oh,
Nice.
that's a good one.
Yeah, we've had that at a couple whiskey expos. It's good stuff.
So it's not just scotches; it's all sorts of whiskeys, and that's very Did your number include the whiskeys too?
You know what, Telex?
Yeah, it's for that too.
Oh no, that didn't include the whiskeys. That's just the scotch. The Aberlour, that was a tough one, and I think we rated it a little lower just because it's so
hot.
potent.
It's so hot.
I mean, and I enjoy that glass, but it is the one scotch, and I'm like, am I doing anything tomorrow? Yeah, okay, I can have a glass. You know, I mean, I really have to
I
think
mean,
about it.
it's still on this bar because
It's a
You gotta-
I
potent.
may have some of this.
you got to be careful with that.
It's a potent
You
glass.
got to add a certain amount of water, otherwise it'll.
And I
No,
think
you
that
can
it's
We don't have any water,
so you're gonna have to man up.
fresh water.
I'll man up.
And it's not that it's not a good bottle, I don't think, but it's
No, and that
we've had other cast strength bottles that were not as dangerous, shall
yeah.
we say,
So
as this
it's a
bottle.
non-age, so we don't know. And maybe that's what makes it so old or so hard to deal with. Yeah.
I'm on the big screen. Love you, Lee. It's awesome. It's awesome.
Trader Joe's 22 year. There we go. We'll take that. Drinking the Dalmore 12.
Trader Joe's.
Dalmore 12. You know what? That's
We've never been to Trader Joe's.
so. It's interesting. YouTube does some pretty cool analytics, and I went through it today and just peeping around a little bit, and I saw that obviously our Johnny Walker Blue comparisons are by far our biggest out there. I mean, we're getting close to like 16,000 reviews.
It's
It's
crazy.
nuts. But you know, next to that was Blue, and then below that is like 5 Dalmores.
Yeah.
It's the 15, it's the 12, it's
The
the
18,
Dalmore.
the King. I mean, so Dalmore is just a popular thing on YouTube. People love Dalmore. I mean, obviously we do.
Well, you know, when you watch the Kingsman and the discussion about Dalmore
Yeah.
there,
Somebody just quoted me. I think it was Telex or somebody was saying it was a 65 year.
I mean, this has a great nose to it, and it doesn't smell as hot as you think it would, but you got to be careful with it. Now, we do like the other Albalors, and I like this one. You got to be careful with it.
Yeah, one of the things I remember, one of my comments about it was I need to find the right amount of water for it. So when you find the water, then you're set to go, and then you get the flavor balance, and you're good.
You got to take your time with this one, though. I mean,
what is the cask strength of that? 60.7%.
It's hot.
That's like
real
fresh
hot.
out of the distillery.
What was the? How much was this one?
57. 50 something. Isn't it?
So it's only 3% less, but it doesn't hurt me like this one does, for no apparent reason.
This one you feel like you can go.
Well, it's also not peated.
Yeah, I don't know. There's just something about this one that just, it's good, but I just can't, I gotta be careful with this one.
You know, a lot of people have that
Yeah,
whole, we've talked about this
Why are
a
you
few
opening
times, guys, the whole water thing, and you know, you kind of hit on it earlier with the whole chemistry piece of it, but it really does change and evolve whiskey.
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
so I went through it really fast, but to quote Dan Crowell from Glenmorangie, Ardbeg Glenmorangie, what water does to a Scotch is affect the different soluble aromatics that are in that solution. So you have some that are dissolved in the ethanol, some that are dissolved in the water. And if you are all alcohol, what you're smelling is all of the ones that are essentially the water soluble ones are coming out at a much higher level because they don't want to stay in the solution with water, and the alcohol soluble aromatics are kind of staying in the liquid. So you're getting the alcohol coming out, you're getting the some of the aromatics from the alcohol, but mostly the water-based ones are what's coming out because it's so much alcohol. Then when you add the water, it switches. So as you add more and more water, the water-soluble ones, aromatics tend to disappear. They hang down in the solution, and the alcohol ones start to come out because now there's lower concentration of alcohol, so the alcohol-soluble aromatics start to come out of solution, and that's what you're starting to smell. That's how it changes. It's all chemistry. It's really amazing how much chemistry goes on in that little bottle when you put a couple drops of water in there and just change that profile for you.
Although some of them make just kills.
Well, so
we've had some that were
yeah.
great. You know, I mean, even we've had a few scotches that I thought water was going to kill it, and it totally made it better.
It's surprising.
Which is
and
why
you never know.
when those 40% ones, there are already a lot of water in there. So you add more water, and there were no real strong water or alcohol soluble ones in there. And when you add that water, it kills it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we also learned a lot about unchill filtered, right? Versus 40% versus higher ABV.
Oh, you has 60 open bottles right now. For scientific purposes.
Of course.
Good for you.
That is like a research scientist right there.
Raymaster 21 Glendronach is absolutely on our list. Hopefully, with some of the Patreon funding that we're starting to get, we will grab a bottle. But it's definitely something that we would love to try. So, by the way, if you're not a Patreon, we just launched that last week. We've got some on here right now that are doing it, and we love you guys for that. But if you
absolutely,
please, if you get a chance, sign up for it, support us. All the money you guys are putting towards is going for more liquor.
It's all we're not getting paid anything.
Actually,
it's all going to liquor.
Actually, we spent that and then some.
Well, yeah, we already spent that money that we got last week.
and if you want to make a one-time donation, we can do that through PayPal too. Just
we
send
can.
some information.
Yeah,
So,
and if you wanted to use that money for if you want to send us money and say, you know what, can you do this review and send us some money? We'll absolutely do that.
Oh, that's absolutely worth it.
So yeah.
And also, if you have bottles, we talked about this before, but if you have 2 airplane bottles is enough for us to taste that whole bottle and for us to get a full review out of it. So we'd be willing to take those together. That way you're not out any money.
Yep.
And you can just help the cause and
you can ship them and say, you know what, it's just stuff. It's just stuff you're shipping.
It's aftershave.
It's aftershave
or something like that
right?
you're shipping.
It's
It's not alcohol. Yeah.
I love how you guys are talking to each other. It's great.
I have to buy someone a present, as I'm not a Scotch whore. I want to share the love. Which bottle would you suggest for someone who doesn't drink whiskey? That's tough.
Miller Lite.
I would say something. It's got to be something light and fruity. I mean,
who doesn't drink whiskey, but you're gonna buy him a Scotch or her.
Ooh, yeah.
What do they drink? Anything alcohol
Do they
wise?
drink bourbons or
I mean-
tequilas or
Like the mixed drinks?
yeah?
I mean-
if they don't drink hard liquor, then Scotch is probably not the first thing to go to.
I mean, you could. I mean, obviously,
Monkey shoulder.
most people that are trying to get into whiskey, especially Scotch, people that I know that are beginners always put ice. So we did. We put
Yeah.
cubes on ours. That always helps kind of
Take
take the edge off
It
and everything
cools
else.
it
Obviously,
down,
waters
yeah.
it as well. But even that being said, it's a big difference going from a Long Island to a whiskey. So I don't know. It
Yeah.
depends on what that person's had at all.
I agree with Telex. Monkey shoulder is a good way to go on that. Now, some scenarios. Are you reviewing any Japanese whiskeys? Currently, we are not. We are Scotch exclusive for
Almost
now.
all.
I've had some Japanese whiskeys that are exquisite, and that right now we're trying to stay on Scotches, but I don't think we
Everybody keeps
necessarily
asking
need to.
about Japanese, and we've talked about doing some Irish. Ironically, for living as close as we do to bourbon country, we haven't really, none of us are really big bourbon drinkers.
No, a lot of the Japanese whiskeys are probably the closest in style to Scotches. The way they make their whiskey and the way they cast them and the climate they go through is more similar to Scotch than like bourbons or Irish whiskeys. They have more distillation and those kind of things. So I would have to say that Japanese are probably the closest in style to what we currently do.
Mhm.
But we're trying to keep on Scotch, but you never know.
You know,
I
you
mean, we
could-
still drink all that stuff. We still go to the whiskey expos and try a lot of that stuff. And so it's not out of the realm of possibility that we would
That's correct.
maybe review some of that
That's
stuff.
pretty good, Jim.
What do we
The
say?
Applebee's gift card. Actually, you know what? Obviously, I would need a
Genius.
little bit of background. I honestly think that if you're going to buy somebody Scotch that doesn't drink whiskey, but maybe drinks like mixed drinks or something like that, honestly, the what is it we had the mixer with? The Chivas Regal, right?
Yeah.
That's actually not bad for a mixer, and you could find we had a couple
Oh yeah.
fruity drinks that would mix with Scotch and weren't
Yeah,
bad.
I, mean, I think trying. I mean, even that old fashioned that we had.
Well, I was thinking that pineapple one. The old fashioned is still pretty whiskey-ish intense, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you're trying to get them onto whiskey, you got to give them.
Yeah, I gotta push
most of the
somewhere.
way there, right?
So Ray Masters asked if it's possible to send samples. Well, there are interesting laws and different shippers can and can't ship alcohol, especially in the U.S. It's all about what you put on the label when you
So
package up. and
no,
send
you
it.
cannot ship them. You cannot ship them.
Legally, you cannot ship from the Europe to U.S.
If you can find a way, don't do it.
I think that basically sums everything up right.
Pretty much.
Yes, I remember years and years and years ago. When I first got into home brewing, I did a batch and was sending it to family for Christmas. I was sending bottles of homebrew across the country for Christmas for people, which in hindsight wasn't the greatest idea in the world because number one, I found out later that it's illegal. Number two, I found out that bottles break in shipment. And my uncle went to the post office to pick up his box and it was dripping. I'm like, oh. So
Should have sent a pony keg.
it can be done if you pack it right and label it as something else. I mean, but again, technically that is illegal. But
I will
find a
say
way.
that if you find a way to legally ship something to us, we will review it. I mean,
Absolutely.
if you want
Yeah.
to send something, we will promise you we will review it. And if for some reason we have already done it, we'll do a private review just for you. So I mean, definitely we are not greedy or stingy or whatever. We'll take anything.
No.
You know what? I have to agree with Togi. If you're gonna start them off on a whiskey, Irish whiskeys are the cleanest, smoothest,
Yeah, they're triple distilled typically, so they've got a lot. They've pulled a lot of that cleanness into them. Yeah.
and I the ones that I've had are easy to drink. I mean there's no bite. They're very smooth
Yeah.
to drink. So to start people off on a whiskey, an Irish whiskey,
Yeah.
that Middleton that we have back there
That's
is
the smoothest freaking
we
whiskey I've
love
ever
that
had.
bottle.
It's so amazing.
I'm gonna be sad when it's gone.
It is
It's gonna be
butter.
gone pretty soon.
Yeah.
So Wine Light wants to know, he's thinking about purchasing the Highland Park 12 tomorrow.
Well, you won't be disappointed with that.
No,
It's
you won't.
good. It's
Highland
good.
Park is a great distillery.
It's got
fairly
a
small
bit
volume,
of smoke, if I remember correctly. A bit of smoke. Good night.
but
You want to come on? They know you.
No.
Pony keg of scotch sounds damn good.
holy cow,
You know what?
we couldn't walk home.
I would love to have a keg of scotch on tap at the bar. That would be awesome.
Dude, is that
What do we have to do to get that
Is
out?
that possible?
Spring break. That's
I don't see why not.
Spring Break 10 orders.
Yeah.
So you'd have to pour the scotch into the pony keg and then just pressurize it, then push it out.
Dude,
Nah, that's too much work.
wouldn't like that happen in Scotland where you can just certain big bars could get a keg for their bar and just not have to pour it? I don't know if they can do that or not.
We could go through a pony keg of scotch, no problem.
Oh, dude, we could.
Where do I sign up for that?
So if any of you know a pony keg Scotch distributor, give him our number. We'll talk to him. I don't think that's gonna happen.
I would totally try a pony keg of scotch.
Hoagie, you can
You put it right down there on the end.
Nice.
Well, you know what? You wouldn't have to refrigerate it.
No,
Because that's the reason I don't have taps
can-
on my bar.
It can sit right here on the bar.
I had a kegerator down here,
We
ready
did.
to install
We
it.
did.
And it just wouldn't fit where I wanted it to go. And so I had to get rid of it. But because when you start taking kegerators apart and running lines different places, it never works out. Right?
No,
It's just a bad scene.
You get hot beer and
And
bad
foamy
spots
beer, and it's
yeah.
bad. But scotch, on the other hand,
Doesn't foam.
No. doesn't foam,
Doesn't
doesn't
need to be
matter.
foamed.
Yeah, that may actually work out pretty
We
good.
can go to the local brew shop and get some CO2 canisters and some tubing and get one
We
running
could,
on
we could totally do that.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
So this Avalor is delicious. It's just hot. You need water in it. But I mean, it's a great sherry taste. Oh my goodness.
But
It's hot.
it slaps you in the face. There's no doubt about
Definitely.
it. But it's a tasty glass. I just one little sip is
You
enough.
don't need much.
You can't go crazy with it.
Well, yeah, carbonated scotch. Yeah.
You
You
Probably
carbonate it.
would. Probably would.
You probably would. So maybe that's a keg you have to hang from the ceiling, so you just gravity feed. Because you don't want air to come in. You don't want the air in there to oxidize it. I don't know what
This
you have to do.
conversation is getting way too
Yeah,
deep.
we're going
for-
way downhill.
It's like a rabbit hole here of scotch.
Oh, we could totally do this though.
See
I
what you
feel like
see
we're
what you
crafty
guys
enough to
did.
get this
See what
done.
you did. Start something.
'Cause again, I go to the local brew shop, get some corny kegs. We can pour a couple bottles of scotch in there and pressure it up and done.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're totally doing this. You know that, right? I've got tap handles and everything at work. I'll just bring everything home.
Oh my gosh, that's creepy. Scotch on tap. Oh.
So
Mark, if you're watching, by the time you get back, you can just do keg stands on the bar. He's small enough, we can hold him.
tequila.
So you know.
So Wine Light Media asks about can Canadians. I think he's half sarcastic there, but serious. Actually, anyone can over the world. It does take currency anywhere. So
We'll take whatever. And as far as the gi, it's not a gi. It's my Jedi robe, man. I got the whole deal.
yeah.
I go crazy with this stuff. I got to take the kids to Comic-Con and everything.
Yeah.
Lee likes
And
the
then
bar. She likes the runner.
And then, oh yeah, yeah, we did it up.
It looks good.
Yeah, we ran out of room for the scotch on the bottom.
What's that?
Our Scotch for
Broda's
Dummies
on
on
there.
the comments.
Fourth Dummies on.
Hey, where's that Glen?
Glenn Grant, we'll finish
Let's
this
finish
up.
this bottle real quick here. It's empty, Mark. Woo! We're just kidding. We saved you.
Sorry.
An ounce.
He probably missed the whole thing about doing keg stands on the bar. We're thinking about putting scotch on tap here, fella.
Yeah, I think it's gonna happen.
See this big.
So we haven't seen the blue label
Didn't see
cast
it.
strain. I've heard things about that. I've heard discussion about the cast strength blue. That's really interesting because somebody else had previously commented, and I think it's gone past on our scroll here, that blue is a nice, clean, smooth scotch, but it is fairly light. And I can't imagine what the cast strength is. If they take that smoothness and amp it up with some little potency in the cast strength, whoo, that could be some good stuff. But you also got to pay $2.25 or $2.50 for it, probably.
Or more.
Yeah.
Depends on where you go.
I'm seriously thinking about making Hoagie a moderator.
Everybody's asking him questions.
I know, he's got all the answers. It's awesome.
Losers aren't reading comments. Really, man? Really?
Yeah, great, Mark. What else can we pour, guys? I'm out.
What do you want?
I don't know. Hook me up. So, got anything with smoke?
Tequila?
Some smoke would be good.
Feel like some tequila?
I like some smoke.
Smoke, huh?
Smoke. Do we have any smoke left on the bar? Oh.
Oh, then absolutely. If you're willing to pour, I will drink.
Well, you're drinking cask strength stuff, so you might as well have one of these.
Okay. We've
My mouth's starting to get numb
they
from
don't
that
know this one
Everlord.
yet,
So.
do they?
No, we haven't posted this
That's
yet.
right. Don't look at this bottle.
There you go.
You know what? Hoagie and his eagle eyes will be able to tell what it is.
I don't think
5
he'll
seconds.
get this one. Honestly.
Actually, he might not. You're right.
Cover the label on that.
Right,
He's already
Telex?
zooming in.
I'm living in the limelight, baby. You switch glasses on me.
No.
You do one of these things.
No, I didn't. I wanted to smell it to make sure I
Well,
get the right glass. I'm
It's
not
all
that guy.
about having the right 3 dummies here, and the 4th is having some sour grapes with this poor internet connection in the
and
North
lack of
Woods.
A
scotch.
lack of scotch, I'm sure.
That's the most
Or good
important.
scotch.
Plus, he
Maybe
probably
we
caught
could-
that deliverance comment I made at the beginning of the video.
He's drinking Doers.
No, Hoagie, don't worry about making
No,
comments.
Hoagie, dude, seriously, we are dummies for a reason. You're not.
Well,
Comment.
and the other thing about these live comments is the community that we built.
Danny boy.
Danny boy. Oh well. So
What?
Tamdhu cask strength. That has been.
Uh-oh. You did get them all.
Let me tell you a story about Tamdhu.
Yeah.
I went up to a liquor store with Mark, and they had a plaque that was talking about the Tamdhu cask strength. And I said, you know what? That sounds really good. And they had a whole description on it. It was their scotch of the this, right? But it was a little over $100, and I thought that was a little pricey. And they had the Tamdhu 10 sitting right next to it. They're both 10-year. One's cask strength, one's not. The 10 was like $65. And I thought, you know what? For a distillery I know nothing about, I'm going to just go with the regular one. And we'll see if we like it. The regular one is delicious.
Yes.
It's wonderful stuff. So by the time I get back to the liquor store and I'm thinking about purchasing this cask strength, it's all gone. So then I'm kicking myself because I totally should have bought both when I was there. But hindsight's 20/20 like that, because I very easily could have picked up the 10 and thought this is bullshit, right?
Yep.
So I've been waiting, and I got an email the other day that they got the newest release of the cask strength in at the liquor store.
Oh.
So that's a bottle that I would really like to pick up. I think Tamdhu does some good stuff, and I've heard nothing but good things about that bottle, so it's definitely on our list.
Yep.
So,
Man.
and
Mark's in for cake stands.
I'm sure he is. We can do that live too. That probably won't turn out the way
Dude, you
anybody
know,
thinks it will.
Oh,
I don't know what.
thank you, Lord. Dude, so good.
God, I can smell the smoke from here. It's like.
All right, if Hoagie's saying the Tamdhu cask strength is good stuff, then we probably got to
Hoagie.
get one.
This is a scotch you've got to try if you have not yet. This is a good scotch. You'll see a review probably within the next 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
You know? It's a good one. Really good one.
I'm
Oh.
excited about that one.
That's a good
In
scotch.
fact, I'm going to that after I get done with this because that one's easier to drink.
Gosh, it's-
I'm going with that too because my glass is getting empty.
Get you one.
Yeah.
Get you one. What are you still drinking?
I'm still doing the Glen Grant. You guys are hammering through it. I'm just trying to sip through it.
I had one glass hammered. What do you mean?
So you had Glen Grant, you
Abalone.
had Abalone,
And
and,
then-
half of that. But in time to
Well,
take
my, to be honest, my Abalone was like a finger, maybe.
Yeah, he didn't pour it.
So it's funny, you know, we've got the 1, 2, 3, 4 finger pour rating system, but
I think
We-
people like
has
love and hate
anybody-
that thing.
yeah. So a lot of people say, "What are you doing?" Nobody knows what you're talking about with the fingers and all that kind of things, and that's a fair assessment. We started that, but in reality, has anybody ever poured a 4-finger pour of scotch? That's like
I had one the other day.
that's a lot of scotch, and you definitely don't want to do that for your best, most expensive scotches
No.
either, because that's a waste of good.
that
Liquid.
21
I guess
rum cask
I guess
I
it
had
is.
like
It's one of
3.5
these
minutes.
things where if you're going to somebody's bar
Yeah.
and you're like, oh my God, they have that scotch. Can I have 4 fingers, please? Because that's like the best thing ever. And that's
Yeah.
kind of what we kind of thought when we did this. And,
Yes.
and it's a Scotch thing. We thought it was
I'll pour this
unique,
over
and
here,
we thought,
Bob,
you know,
We're not making
So,
it.
yeah.
it's different, right?
Mo-
And
most-
kind of catchy, I guess.
Yeah, most Scotch fingers.
I got Scotch fingers.
Most Scotch reviewers will use the classic rating of
Yeah, I'm one of those.
typically 80 to 100
Yeah.
and those kind of things. And
We're not
we
that
didn't do
fancy.
that. We haven't studied enough on how you rate each one.
Man, that smells good.
But
What's up, Chris? Cyprus East Mediterranean.
oh my gosh,
What's up, buddy?
this is butter.
Oh,
Mark,
it's
take
so
care,
good.
brother. Miss you, man.
So good. We're gonna have to replace Mark with another dummy. Who are we gonna get?
You 3 just don't pay attention. Okay, that's fair. That's Mark. So we've got a little bit of Mark tonight. It's right there.
Yeah, there he is.
Now we can shut him off.
Because we're not
Now
paying,
we can shut.
we're not
him
paying
off.
attention enough to the comments. Is that the problem?
I don't know. I think he's got a crappy internet connection. He's out in the middle of the woods,
Yeah.
or somebody's chasing him around. That could be too. We'll find out when he gets back, right?
Yeah. Yeah, but the thing is, after he gets back, if the stuff hits the fan, he's the one I want to be with. He's like a certified guide person that can handle the woods by himself.
I feel pretty comfortable.
Yeah.
Good old Mark.
So how
Go back and
what
read
what
the
have we?
comments.
I'm not sure what we've missed in them. Some
I think Mark's just jealous of my
Mark
Jedi robes.
is just he's just a little mad because we're drinking.
May the 4th be with you, brother.
May the 4th, buddy.
He's out in the middle of the Maine woods. I don't know.
See,
That's
So-
pretty.
we're starting a trend because Rob says that he rates 1 to 4 now.
There you go.
Really?
That is a disciple of the.
I love it. Thank you for doing that. Awesome. So, question: If we had money right now, let's do it this way. Let's say we had $150 to spend on Scotch right now. What would you guys like for us to review? That we haven't done, obviously. If you know our reviews, or you know what, doesn't matter. What would you like us to review?
$150
$150.
bottles. So we're starting to get in some really nice bottles.
Well, I
at that
figured
point.
that's decent enough to get out of the 10s and
entry
12s, and you're going to get into something 18s probably.
18s, 20s, 25s, yeah.
Yeah,
in that
so
range.
throw us some bones here. What do you think?
It is.
Gorgeous Scotch.
I wish we could tell you guys what we're drinking.
So if you happen to have Eagle Eye and sell the bottle, it's not one of your standard
You're not gonna
distillery
figure it out.
containers.
I'm pretty sure.
Wow.
There we go.
Oh.
You guys should-
I haven't even tasted it yet. I'm loving it.
So Rob wants us to do a live stream with Scotch test dummies. You know what? We'd be fine with that. I mean, those guys are cool.
John wants to replace Mark.
Hey, come on over.
Come on.
Hey, you know what? We're going to need some replacement people in a couple weeks. This guy and Mark are going to
We are.
Great Britain.
Okay, yeah.
They may be going around.
Yeah, but
Scotland
they're
a little
not.
bit.
They're not going to go to any of the good distilleries, from what I hear.
They're with the family. They're not going
Distillery.
anyplace cool.
We're going to go somewhere.
Taking the kids.
But
to
Andrew and I
Ohio.
are going to be by ourselves, so we're going to be getting some guests on to help us
Yep.
run this thing, which I'm hoping to have some good people on. Actually, I've got a few people lined up. So,
Oh, that's awesome.
yeah, people bringing some good bottles,
Oh.
stuff that we probably won't be able to have when these guys are back. So
No.
that'll be good.
The beauty is these guys are going overseas, so they'll be able to get into that travel retail market.
So you know what? When we
Maybe.
do this, we definitely would do that.
Yeah.
And I'm praying that they have a decent internet connection somewhere over there. I would love to do
that'd
some
be
live
cool.
streams
You
from
gonna
there.
get up
With,
at 4 a.m. to.
no, you guys are have to just suck it up, whatever
What?
time it is, and
I feel like that's
maybe 2 in the
not
morning,
case.
or 2 in the afternoon, whatever.
That's hardly fair.
We'll figure something out, but maybe we can do like a live review over there, and it'd be kind of cool. Yeah.
That'd be fun.
So if you guys, you know what, there's a couple comments about the Scotch testing.
What do we miss? What do we miss?
If you guys want to ask them to do it, I don't care. We'll do one with them. We have no problem. Those guys are cool. We like them.
Yeah, we
we
subscribe,
still own
subscribe
them.
to their channel.
Yeah.
I watch their stuff. You know, they put out a lot of videos.
You guys are
they-
good.
Only.
They're in the bourbons too, I think, right?
Yeah, so they do all whiskeys. They do.
We've got a lot of people asking us to reach out, but you know what? I think I've said in a couple comments already. We're fine with Scotch. I feel like we're pushing the envelope as it is with what we're doing and kind of it's becoming to get kind of a lot of work, guys. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
So this is fun. We get together and do this anyway. But when we get into bourbons, obviously it would definitely help our channel and we reach more people. That's not where we're doing this. We're just doing it to have fun, drink scotch, and share our feelings.
We'd be drinking scotch anyway.
That's right. So
I'd probably be wearing Jedi robes if you guys weren't on. To be quite honest with you.
So we've been missing all the suggestions that people have been putting in. So let's
gosh,
scroll up there and
Yeah,
see
yeah,
what. So we got some
All right.
Lagavulin 12, Aaron 18, Glen Farkless 21, 25. Yeah, Hibiki 12. Try to get us into the Japanese market. I understand, Danny boy. The Hibiki's
that
are
is a
nice.
good-
all putting yeah.
The Yamazakis are great as well.
Yeah.
There's some great Japanese whiskeys out there.
The problem with the Japanese
Gosh,
whiskeys,
these
a
are
lot
good
of them are
suggestions.
difficult to come by. You're looking at limited production.
You
and
got they're
some of them are difficult for us.
they're harder to get. And Farkless.
We haven't done any of that. We need to get
No, and everybody. Yeah, I know. We need to get
We
one.
needed some famous Grouses.
I don't know if we need to do that. Don't do bourbons. Well, you know it's funny because we live like 2 hours from
Bourbon
country, and everybody around here drinks a lot of bourbon, and we are just. I mean, I have bourbons on my bar, and occasionally I get into them, but normally it's for Manhattans, and other than that, we drink Scotch. It's just kind of one of those things.
And Rob is wise behind his years. Bourbons taste too similar.
Yeah.
The beauty of Scotch is you've got this wide open ability to cask in whatever you want, and so your flavors just blow up. And that's the beauty of a good Scotch is you can have such a wide variety of flavor.
Bun 18. Now, Hoagie, I think you're pulling stuff out your ass. I mean, come on. Really? He's like, let me go back to the dark realms of my bar. Right? Hold on a second. I'm going to dig through it because I got 60 bottles. Oh, there's the one.
Bunnahabhain 18, though, I've heard some great things about that, and probably mostly from Hoagie.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
So Telex wants to know if I was around for Star Wars Galaxy circa 2003.
What?
Did you play?
Mm-mm.
Drew's the gamer.
Yeah.
I mean, I game, but I don't game like Drew games.
Yeah, I'm a gamer. I've done some stuff back then, but I was around, dude. I started playing games, obviously, a long time ago with Atari stuff, but computer-wise, I had that modem, and I was doing Duke Nukem 3D, and creating my own maps.
Oh my
I'm a
god.
geek.
Oh,
Bad.
geek out.
Yeah, it was bad. Bad days.
I was a Doom guy.
I like Doom.
I like Doom.
I
Doom
liked
was
Doom
good,
back
too.
in the day.
But Duke Nukem, when you create your own map
Yeah.
and you would dial up from modem to modem to everybody, and I mean, my kids now like, what's a modem? What's that?
They have no idea.
No idea.
You know, it's funny.
15K.
I took the kids
amazing.
to Comic-Con, and so I'm going through. I used to go to these conventions like before it was cool. There was people who actually liked the stuff, not people who were going because they want to dress up and be stupid or whatever. And that's fine too. I don't really care, but I was going because I really enjoyed the stuff that I was going to see. I was into comics and Star Wars, and I would go to the conventions. And I would tell the kids that when I would go, there'd be like a couple hundred people there. There was nobody there.
Yeah.
Back
now
in the
they
day, and
blow
now they, thousands of people there, and it's just a really different scene. But I take my kids through the comics, and we look at like old stuff, and I'm like, oh hey, here's this, old comic, and I've got stuff in the closet, and I'll pull stuff out. I don't want to touch it or anything. Like,
No.
not crazy, but it's fun
You can
taking
look
the
at
kids through, and it's just a really
Look at
different
all the
scene
geeks coming
now
out with Duke
from what it
Nukem.
was before.
That's funny. I'm pulling you all out. Oh yeah, Duke Nukem, Quake. Yeah.
Yeah, you're all out
Good
there. It's
stuff,
all right,
So
man.
that's the beauty of one of the things about Scotch drinkers is typically we tend to be a little older than the
Yeah.
new kids.
I'll say this: I was a major Team Fortress Classic player. I did TF2 too as well, but Classic. And I was in Clan. It's too much information. way bad. But
So what was the game? Oh my gosh, there's a PC game that I really loved. Oh man, I forget the theory was that there was some release in a underground facility, and you had to go in, and there were all these creatures running around. It wasn't.
Dungeons and Dragons.
No.
Here it comes. Here it comes.
Sorry.
It wasn't Quake. I made it. Oh man, I don't ever know. We'll figure it out.
Okay, Custer Rhymes. What's your favorite? Because now Star Wars is a conversation we can have for a while here, but you gotta be careful.
Are we talking movies or books or what are we
Oh,
talking
boy.
about? Because I read.
Are you
now,
talking the animated series Star Wars?
But before they got rid of all the books and made it non-canon, I read every book that they had out. I watched all the movies. Man, that's tough. I was a big Han Solo fan, but I also like Boba Fett. So it would be a toss-up between the two of those.
I'm a Han Solo guy. It is what it is. I mean, I like everything about Star Wars. You know what's sad? My son does not want to. I have taken him to see all the movies. I'm a huge Star Wars fan, and he's like, I don't care about seeing. I'm like, you're killing me. You're not my son.
Half-Life. Raymaster, you nailed it. Half-Life.
Half-Life.
Oh my gosh. He pulled
Team
it out.
Fortress Classic. Hello, Half-Life.
Oh,
That's
my
what I
God.
played. Yes.
That was the game I loved.
TF2. Yeah, many hats in
Wow.
TF2. Nice.
Oh, crazy.
Oh my gosh, the gamers are coming out. It's scary. It's awesome. Scotching gamers, right?
Dude, you guys.
That's hilarious.
You guys rock. I don't know.
We don't know what we'd do without you.
No, we don't.
Dude,
Oh
don't
my
get me
God.
started.
Danny boy,
There's
thank you
YouTube
so
videos of
much.
me
Is
playing
there-
games
are we
somewhere.
digressing too far from Scotch that we need to come back?
Real back
or-
room.
Darth Vader all the way, man. That's harsh.
He's a traitor.
Unreal Tournament. I've had plenty of games in that one. Hell yeah, that's a major engine. It's cool. Just pledged Danny boy.
Yeah.
Awesome, dude. Cheers, brother. Appreciate it. 25.
Well,
Thank you, sir. We might even tell you on the download what scotch we're drinking.
Hey, yeah.
That is
awesome.
actually, so that's one of the benefits of Patreon. I think the other $25
We-
Patreon has already, they watched our video a couple days early.
So we got bottles to sign. We actually have something new in the work. We got some, I'll go ahead and hint it out, some maybe bottle candles coming soon. We got all kinds of pretty cool stuff.
Drew's
appreciating
getting
it.
crafty on
I
you
am.
guys.
Well, and those bottle hangers we're working on, those are going to be cool. So we got some versions that they're okay. They look good, but we're working with some laser engravers to make some really high end, and it's going to look sweet.
At the end of the day, we just
Like we know
appreciate
what
it.
we're doing.
Everything you guys are doing to help us out, we appreciate it. We want to try and give you
Absolutely.
something in return. And
Exactly.
these are little things that we made to do to give to you. We're not buying something. We're making it and trying
That's
to
a
give
good
it to you
point.
guys. So
Yeah, we're not.
We're handy guys.
we appreciate you guys. So
Yeah,
thank you so much for
absolutely.
supporting us. We appreciate it. And actually, on that note, we are getting close. We got 5 minutes left, guys. We can talk games. I mean, we can have another.
We can talk
live
games and
stream,
Star
talk
Wars
games
for the
all
next
night
3
long.
hours,
Yeah,
probably.
We're trying to stick to our normal
But
thing
it's
of,
May the 4th, and we got to go watch some Star Wars, right?
So I just want to say
Hang
I
out
am
with Jedi
on tap
Rides
tomorrow night, Guardians of the Galaxy. My family and I are going. Can't wait.
You know
Sunday.
what's funny about that? We have some friends that actually made a trip to Paris this weekend, just because they were going for another reason. Well, you know what? Guardians of the Galaxy were released in France last week,
Oh, Paris.
so they already watched it in Paris.
Are you kidding me?
Last week, yeah, it released a week
But
early.
they had to watch it in French.
Well, that's what I want to ask them. Did it have like French subtitles? Was it in English? How did it work to be able to do that? But yeah, that's crazy that they released a week early in Europe.
That is kind of strange, right?
Yep.
They're going to make a ton of money off
No,
of it.
dude.
It'd be ridiculous.
I'm already looking for it online now.
Yeah, I'm excited to see
John
it.
today does kick ass. I love May the 4th.
Star Wars. My son asked me, "What's your favorite movie?" I'm like, "Well, duh, Star Wars." I mean, how could it not be? I mean, it is the main game changer. Now, I will say, I'm a huge Aliens fan, and I'm super uber excited about the Covenant. I mean, that's going to be great. That's going to be awesome. That's next.
Don't
that's
even
like,
get him started.
That's like 2
on
weeks
that.
from now. I mean, I'm a major movie guy.
Although
How much-
I am pretty excited about that movie.
We know what, Custer. We've got we decided not to do the actual product stuff and the Patreon thing because it's too much. We're gonna actually set up a whole, I think, a site, a merch site somewhere, so you guys can get those things. And we're working on it. So you can glasses, hats, even shirts.
Yeah.
But we're working on it. So stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned. Yeah, we love these Scotch Whisky glasses. We had these made with our logo on them, and so we can get them.
We're working on it.
Yep. Glencairn glass covers.
Glass covers.
So that's one of the things that I've heard. Some people will cover the glass to try and keep in the flavors, and one of the things we're talking about with this guy from Glenmorangie is that has different value based on the Scotch. So if it's a 40% alcohol or 40% ABV, then maybe that works. But if it's anything higher, you actually need to let it breathe. You need to let the alcohol come out so you can really get that much more flavorful thing. So putting a cover on your Glencairn is really only best for 40s or below. Well, you can't go below, but for, you know, the 40%
Right.
ABVs.
Right.
So you got to be a little careful with those.
Right.
So,
Okay, guys.
all right.
Well, have
Thanks for
fun this
everyone.
week. Enjoy your weekend, guys. Appreciate
Absolutely.
you guys. Love you guys. Thanks for
everything.
tuning.
Yeah. We're loving this live stuff. Next week we'll have, are we going to have Mark back next week?
I hope so.
He's traveling a lot.
He's doing a lot of things for
We
work and for other
We may have special guests next week if we don't have Mark.
Yeah, he's got a very busy May. I think next week
And June.
we may not be able to do Thursday. We may switch it to Wednesday night. So stay tuned. I'm not sure yet, but either that. You know what? No, we'll do Thursday. Mark's not here. He's not here.
Nobody cares about Mark.
We'll keep it consistent. So.
I think he's going to DC. So he may be out next Thursday. But
All right, guys.
we'll have some special guests for you. So
Love you guys. Appreciate it.
All right.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers to everybody.
Check you out. Slancha.